rock stars. It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Vh1's Family Reunion, the Love and Hip Hop Edition, Season 2, Episode 5 or 6, I believe it is. I think it's Episode 5. I'm a little distracted today. You guys, Blue is sick. He has blood in his urine, and I had noticed it a while ago. Or at least I thought that I did, but then I would look another time and I wouldn't see anything. I wasn't sure really what it was, but a couple of days ago, I really did realize that there is blood in his urine, and he's been peeing in the house, which was so unlike him. You know, we've had a few incidents, and I was like, something is wrong, because I have prided myself on potty training my animals. They only have been trained to go outside, never was trained to go inside on a pad or anything like that. So I was like, this is not normal. And so we think it's just like a bladder infection, but I had to take him to the vet today, and they had to do a sample of his urine and all of that. So I'm just distracted because I'm a little worried, but he's gonna be okay, you guys. Anyway, I didn't realize that this family reunion, that the Jersey Shore was also a family reunion version. One of you guys told me that. I was like, oh, okay, so that's why they say Love and Hip Hop Edition. So I guess they are going to have other franchises of other shows, you know, doing it too. So, yeah, a little fun fact. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? So Mimi says that she's going to do a last-ditch effort to try to get get Sin and Jonathan to, you know, possibly stay. So she goes to talk to him, and Sin was just like, I can't talk to Erica. Like, I just can't. The girl is ignorant. All right. And anytime you try to say anything to her, it just always goes so super left. Her energy is so bad. But she can talk to Mimi, because Mimi is probably one of the only level-headed people there that's willing to talk, I guess. They about ready to pack it on up and leave. Jonathan feels like he has to leave because he said he feels like he's fighting a losing battle. Like, you know, for Erica to take, you know, what he said out of context. First of all, he didn't say anybody was too black for him. He was using that as an example, like, what if I did? But Erica turned it around and made it seem like he was the one that was saying something like that, and making him seem, you know how Erica does, child. And so Jonathan was just like, I just feel like I need to leave, because now she's trying to paint me out as the racist when I'm already the one that's feeling like I'm being discriminated against. Mimi was like, can we just cool down and talk about it tomorrow? And they both was like, nope, they ready to go. And Mimi was like, well, I guess I gotta respect that. Now, the next day, we see Jewel's working out with Safari. Jewel just doesn't strike me as the type that works out. But anyway, we got to get this scene in some kind of way. So they are up there talking. Safari says that he respects Jewel's because, you know, he's in a relationship and seems to be strong. And so he has respect for Jewel's. And Jewel's just tells him that if you guys know that you're going to be together and that you want to be together, you just have to figure shit out, you know, together. It's just... that's all it is work. You have to work on it. And Safari says that he was a little upset about how Erica was acting the night before at the sex party. Okay, got carried away, was kissing Amina all in the mouth with that whipped cream and everything. He was like, did you see that? And Jewel was like, I mean, how could we not? Safari said when they got back to the room, he told her, like, look, if you're gonna be like that, why don't we just have Amina come to the room then? Like, let's all have a good time. And he said that Erica had the nerve to get offended. Like, what? And he was like, it's the same thing. Like, you up here kissing somebody else in front of me. Okay, this is a sexual act, and of course not penetration or nothing, but he was like, this is like you doing something with somebody else right in front of my face. It would be different if I did it. Okay, could I go and kiss Amina all in the mouth with some whipped cream just because she's a girl and you a girl? That don't make it no different. All right, so I guess Erica and Safari is back on the outs on this one. And I didn't blame him, even though it didn't seem like he was all that upset about it when they was doing it that night before. But maybe it took him a little time to think about it and decide that, yeah, maybe that shit ain't too cool to see my wife kissing any damn body, male or female. Okay, especially if we know that Erica fancies herself as a bisexual woman. that could very much be considered cheating. So yes, it is a double standard, but whatever. Y'all know Eric and Safari. It's gonna be something else next week. It's something every fucking week with them. But anyway, Safari is gonna be in charge of the festivities for the day, and today is gonna be Reggae Day. He wants to make sure that Jewels and Kimbella's gonna be there. I mean, where else they gonna be? Where else they gonna go, y'all? They on the damn show. Then we see Mimi and Shekinah, and they're talking about what happened the night before too, and Shekinah was like, oh, that was fun and whatever, but yeah, I just prefer one man in my bed. Okay, all that shit that Amina and Erica was doing. Did you see that? And Mimi was like, yeah, I saw it. And she was like, you know, that shit ain't cool. Like, I don't know what the hell they be on, you know. And Mimi was like, well, you know, that's what they do. You know, Safari seems to like it. And she was like, he don't like that mess. He don't like that shit. You could tell. Maybe Safari did have a different kind of reaction than what we saw on camera anyway. All right, then we see Jonathan and Sin. And the next day, after they done had a little rest, they say that they still both kind of want to leave. But Jonathan needs to talk to the group because he wants to make sure that they didn't, you know, misunderstand the conversation that he was had and look at him as a racist. So he sits down with some of them. It's not all of them, but it's like Richie, Peter, you know, some of the other people that's there. Peter asked, you know, like, what happened exactly with the AAW? Okay, what was Cisco on? And Sin was just like laughing. She was like, he's upset about what he did to me. And then he come telling me he got a problem with me being with Boobie, basically. And Boobie was like, what? He was like, is that how y'all do? Okay, and y'all crew? Nigga, is that what y'all on? And you know what? The Ho-Ho and the DVD was like, absolutely not. Don't even bring the antics of the AAW to this table, okay? We don't act like that. The Ho-Ho was like, shit, the nigga just weird all the time. Socially awkward, he just can't never quite get right. Boobie was like, I didn't even know anything about Sin and Cisco being an item or anything in the past. Like, you know, he was like, Sin ain't never said nothing about Cisco because there was nothing really to be said. There was never anything established. And Cisco just was in his feelings. So she didn't need to tell Boobie anything. She wasn't thinking about Cisco in that way. As far as Jonathan, they know that he's not a racist. Peter was just like, don't even give that shit legs. Like, don't even give it no energy. Okay? We already know that you're not like that. And Jonathan was just like, he feels like he needs to leave because he just, first of all, he wants to stay, but then his energy is wrong. His mental space is wrong. Okay? The Erica didn't put him in a pretty foul mood, and you know, that's the reason why he feels like now he's torn whether or not he should stay. Boy, you know you ain't going nowhere. They was like, listen, don't let Erica be the reason why you leave. I mean, if you decide to leave, then let it be on whatever principle you stand on, but don't let it be because of her. So they get on the bus because it's Reggae Day, remember, and they're on their way to the beach for the day. And Erica, you know, she's acting like she don't really care about Sin and what happened the night before, the argument that went down, anything. She said the only person that she owes an apology to was Kimbella. Okay. And remember, they show the flashback of when Kimbella and Erica got into that big fight when they were on Love and Hip Hop New York. Erica said that she was fed some wrong information and she just went off instead of, you know, having a sit down woman to woman talk with Kimbella. You know, she just went off on her that day, and that was the result there at the table. But she said that, you know, now that she's older and she's more mature and she's, you know, a mother, you know, she sees it differently. And I was like, bitch, you was a mother yesterday when you was going off on Sin. Okay, you was a mother yesterday when you was kissing Amina all fucking down her throat. Okay, you was a mother when you was on OnlyFans. You was a mother when you was arguing with your husband. You was like, what? You done did a whole bunch of things that's made you not look the best in the light of the public. But yet and still, you trying to sit here and make it seem like you done matured and grown so fucking much, but you in here arguing with Sin about some shit that you know you did. You gonna continue to deny it, and it's already known that was your account. You know, so I was just like, miss me with it. Kimbella gets up and gives her a hug and all of that and says, you know, she can tell that Erica has matured. Now that she is a mother of two, she's changed. Erica ain't changed. But whatever, you guys, they get to the beach and it's Jamaica Day, Reggae Day. Safari's going to give him some culture, tell him about the colors of the flag, tell him about the state colors, tell him about, the culture and what Marcus Garvey means to them, how Martin Luther King means to the black people in the United States. Marcus Garvey means that to the people of Jamaica. And, so he's just going on explaining a lot of things. The ho-ho told us, child, did y'all know that Richie Dollars was Jamaican? I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. I guess I should probably remember that from his mother, but I didn't know she was Jamaican. I don't know if I knew she was Jamaican. If I did, I forgot. But anyway, Richie said that even he had learned some things from Safari, okay? But Safari said that he's also going to perform. I said, oh, yeah, because that's what the people want. Sure, nobody up there pining for Safari to get up there and perform, but, he got to always give it to us because he got to represent Jamaica. They're going to have a day, Kite Day. Kite Day means they have this day, I guess, in Jamaica where people go out and they fly their kites, and it's supposed to be symbolic of like Jesus in heaven, or so he tried to explain it. I'm sure it's the very dumbed down version. I'm sure there's more to it, the reason why they have Kite Day and everything, but that's what we're gonna do here because we at the beach and the wind is blowing, and that's what people do at the beach, is fly kites. So everybody gets their kites and they trying to fly it, and yada yada yada. While they're there, Richie Dollars can tell that Cisco is starting the day off a little wrong, okay? That he'd already had the damn blow up with Sin the night before, and now here we are here. It's still early in the day. He already drinking heavy. Richie was like, I can see that he's about to go down the same road that he was last night. So Richie tries to stop him. Look, you was saucy, Cisco, last night. I could tell you like drinking and everything. It's about to get bad with you. And Cisco was like, it was just a bad night. And he was like, no, but when does it stop? You about to have a bad day. Stop all this fucking drinking. He's just like socially awkward. You know how some people just don't know how to handle big groups of people, especially when they find themselves on the outs. Even if you are the reason why you on the outs, you put your own self on the outs. Everybody else is chilling, having a good time, and you the only one that just, every time you come around, you don't know what the fuck to do. That's Cisco. Okay, so sometimes you have to drink to be able to cope, to be able to loosen up, to be able to, that's what a lot of people who drink, a lot of people do that for the courage. I was like, Cisco just weird. He's just a weirdo. We might have to change his name, you guys. Administrative ass whoopings, is he the WAAW? The weird, he's the WAAW, the weird ass administrator of ass whoopings. The wall. But anyway, people are flying their kites. People are just kind of sitting around chilling. Shekinah's telling the group of girls, like, y'all, that shit y'all was on last night, y'all was making my nerves bad. Because, what y'all doing exactly? Like, I ain't really into all of that, what y'all was doing. Like, that ain't my thing. And Brooke was like, Shekinah just needs some dick in her life. If she get her little D on the side, somebody go up to her room, well, who's there to give it to her? Okay, I don't know any of the men there that's trying to give it to her. But anyway, if somebody go on and visit her, maybe she would loosen up some. Erica tells her that she was just trying to make the best of, what she got. She gonna do the best with what she got. And Shekinah was like, you need to get that whole, out of control, extra sexed spirit off of you. And even though she's playing, I think she's serious about Erica too. Get a little bit more culture from Safari, and we close it off with his performing of Busta Blank. Is that what he said? That's when you just go boop, 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 in the air. You busting a blank. Okay, Peter, you need to bust a couple of blanks. But bump. He gets up there and performs. Yo-Yo's impressed, like, okay, Safari, he loves all of that. So, they seem to enjoy themselves. He has a little concert for the 15 people or so that's out there. And damn it, Reggae Day was a success. They all get back on the bus. They all go back to the hotel. And when they get there, who should be there but Stevie J? And everybody's like, hey! They so happy to see Stevie J. It just took him 6 episodes to get there. He was like, the good guy is here. It was nice for him to come. Jonathan had invited him. Mimi didn't invite him. He had a little problem with that, but he's here anyway. And I know I got a whole lot going on in my life. If you read the blogs or whatever, yeah, we might be going through a divorce. He was like, we just gonna see how it turns out. I was like, it's gonna turn out in a divorce. Wasn't you the one that filed for it? So Mimi goes to greet him, and she says that she and Stevie J get along fine when they do speak. It's just that they don't speak often. Okay. And Mimi's whole name of the game has always been that she just needs Stevie J to be consistent. Don't be telling Eva damn no lies when you know that ain't the damn truth. Okay. Don't be telling her you live in a mansion and you live in a castle and you doing all, like, come on now. Eva's old enough, she about to be old enough to know that her daddy ain't in no damn castle. Then Stevie J sees Erica, yet another person that Erica has had a problem with in the past. I'm not really even sure why Erica has a problem with Stevie J, but he talks about that reunion that I went to. Remember I told you guys that reunion, I think Erica actually was taken up for like Tokyo, or it wasn't anything that Stevie J and Erica had a problem with each other for them to be arguing. But Erica just went real hard on Stevie J because she was taking up for like one of her friends that was on the show that he was actually into it with. So he brings up that reunion, and you guys, that was when I finally realized how fucking crazy Erica was. I told you guys that they argued for like an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour. They would not stop, or should I say she wouldn't stop. She kept going, kept going, kept going. It got to the point where security had to come and take everybody off the stage, but she would not shut that mouth. That mouth is so lethal, y'all. That mouth is brutal. You just do not understand. But if when you really sit down and think about somebody sitting there and arguing with somebody for an hour straight, just those two, and really him just kind of reacting to the shit that she was saying, you know, she was saying some foul ass. They didn't, of course, show all of that in the reunion. They just showed a very little small clip of it. But when I tell you, the audience, we was exhausted. We was all just sitting there like, I cannot fucking believe that they are going to continue arguing like this. It was terrible. It was terrible. And that was when I knew that bitch was crazy. Just pretty and crazy. Now, Jonathan and Sin has decided that they're not going to leave. Plus, Jonathan was like, Stevie J is there. You know, it's not going to be right for Stevie J to be there. He the one that invited him, and, you know, he not there as if Stevie J don't know everybody else that's there at the damn reunion. But on that note, they gonna stay. So they go on down there where Stevie J is, you know, greet him and all that. And Jonathan just says that he realizes that just because of Erica with her smart ass mouth, the shit that she said, that's not reason enough for him to leave. Okay. So Bobby is talking to Zell, and he was just like, you know, maybe you and Jonathan can still talk about what happened, because it's just so much misinformation and everybody's feelings is all in it. And Zell was like, listen, I'm tired of Jonathan. Okay, this is kind of true about Jonathan, even though I think that Jonathan does have a reason to be upset in this case. But historically, Jonathan does play the victim. Like, it's always what he been through. It's always some sad story. He was like, if Jonathan ain't got a sad story, then he got a story better than yours. Okay. And he was just like, and I'm just over it. I don't feel like talking to Jonathan. Like, you know, he can keep his stories all to himself. So no, as of now, Bobby says, Zell said he ain't talking about to Jonathan. So Bobby was like, well, you gonna at least come to the bonfire tonight? Because Shekinah, I forgot to tell you guys that Shekinah said that they're gonna have a bonfire, you know, later on, a forgiveness bonfire. So he was like, are you gonna be there? And he was like, yeah, I'll be there. So that evening, everybody get dressed up and we come out there to the bonfire. All right. And, you know, Shekinah, she's the one in charge of this bonfire, the forgiveness bonfire. You know, she's all dressed up. She actually looks cute. And she was just like, y'all know back in the day, y'all used to do, like, back in the day, like, we don't still do them today, you know. But she was like, you do the bonfires. It's a time for bonding. You know, your friends, your family, you sit around the fire and talk and all of that. So that's what we doing today. Okay, so this is like forgiveness. So everybody kind of just clearing their conscience, forgiving the other people. You know, there's a lot of people here that got beefs with each other and whatever. So she goes first. She apologizes to Peter for calling him Freddy Krueger. I didn't know why she kind of was even mad at Peter, you know. So she apologized to him, and he says that he said some shit to her that maybe he shouldn't have said either. So, you know what, they make up. Okay, good. She apologizes to Safari. She said that she automatically would take Erica's side, but now she realized that Erica's the liar, and you know this. So she good with Safari. Now Erica's not there. mind you. And then she brings up the issue that she has with Cisco. She said that Cisco, you know, the shit that he did with Sin was not cool. Like, if Sin didn't want to give him no ass and, you know, he decided to take the music back, like, that wasn't cool. And he was just like, that ain't really how it happened. And Sin was like, well, then really, how did it happen? Okay. And Cisco ain't trying to be the middle of this shit, so he don't really say. But, and I don't even know why Shekinah was bringing that up. It's just sort of like she just wants Sin and Cisco to have like this big conversation in front of everybody. So then we get Zenzel. Okay, and Zenzel says that he apologizes to Mimi because Mimi was really the person that kind of helped put him on. Like, he used to style her and everything, and then there were some other people that he had styled, and she had said something a little slick or smart, you know, a little shady about the people, and he just unleashed on her, just went off on her, said a whole bunch of shit, and now he realized it was disrespectful, it was wrong, he shouldn't have done that, you know. So now he's mature, he's grown, he's not the same person that he was. Like, I'm trying to understand Zell, you guys. I kind of feel like he has made some changes in his life. Okay, I'm really trying to understand. The whole thing about having the wife and kids is still like a lot for me to grasp, but I did have some conversations with some of my rock stars out there, and like, shout out to you guys. Y'all know who you guys are, who have, you know, I've had conversations about this because this whole thing is intriguing to me. And yeah, I mean, I really am trying to understand Zell. I am. He's not how he was, but it's still kind of hard for me to put him in this role that he wants to be in the future. But maybe that's not for me to, maybe that's not for me to understand, because it's not my life. You know, if I accept the fact that he wants to have a wife and kids, and that's really as far as it needs to go, as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, I got that part, but he apologizes to her, and that was really nice too. So then Sin gets up and she apologizes for the night before. You know, she said she had just finished having a triggering conversation with Cisco, and then she came back, and then everybody was kind of asking her shit, and she just wasn't right. She was kind of feeling attacked, and then everybody was asking her these questions, and that's kind of why she just went real left on everybody. So while she's trying to apologize, then here comes Erica. And as soon as Erica comes, it's like again, the energy does shift. She's just so negative, just her aura, just everything about her. She walks up, Shekinah was like, bitch, don't be coming to my forgiveness party all late like this, okay? But she comes and she sits down, and she just, she is just, But Sin doesn't give Erica any type of attention, and so then she just sits down because now Erica's there, and we just not trying to get into another fight. Then they get to this thing where they're manifesting. They're going to put it in the fire. It's like them manifesting what they want. Okay, so I wrote down what everybody wants. Bobby wants to manifest happiness. Cisco wants his kids back. Kimbella wants everlasting peace. Zell wants a wife and kids. He wants a legacy. Little Zell's running around. Peter said he wants long life and good health. Mimi said she wants for everybody to protect their peace. Bobby said that he wants to rebuild the community. Kind of on his old Nipsey hustle. He's inspired by what Nipsey was doing. That's what he's trying to do back in Houston. Sin says she wants understanding for the world. Okay, the Ho-Ho said he's manifesting redemption and retrospect. He says that everybody there has redeeming qualities, and it's just really up to them to use them. So let's try to make the best of the next few days. Okay, so that's what everybody kind of is manifesting. They put it in the fire and all that. Then she kind of gets on this whole thing trying to get Erica and Sin back together, and talking about, you know, something happened to you, or you know, neither one of you guys want to see anything bad happen to the other person. I was like, I really don't think either one of them cares if something happens to the other. They're past that point. They're at the point where they ain't never got to see each other, talk to each other, or anything. Erica is jealous of Sin for whatever reason. I don't know. Erica's been successful in the things that she wants to do. I mean, let her tell it. I mean, she's married. She has her kid. I mean, she's done things that Sin probably would like to have done. But Erica is just like, I still feel like she has such a bad way with Sin. Like, she's jealous of her or something. All right. And no, I don't know if they care if something happens to the other person. And neither one of them are willing to try to go there and have a little kumbaya moment just for Shekinah's sake. So that just sort of just blows away with all the other shit that went up in the air from the fire. All right, you guys, I gotta go. I am so late. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.